Christmas, and a special Merry Christmas to Corey May, my bestest bud. Corey, love you. Welcome to this week's Pach-Attack. Okay, we have another question this week from the website, from Daisy Ujin. I know you have said that Nintendo would likely sell through Wii U inventory that they have through the holiday season, but here in the Louisville, Kentucky area, I'm constantly seeing the system sitting on shelves in almost every retailer that sells games. It really does not look like it is even remotely hard to find one. The systems on the shelf equate to an overestimation of demand, or is Nintendo just trying to not repeat its inventory mistake in 2006? That question is actually pretty loaded. The truth is that Nintendo comes up with a manufacturing plan, and then they come up with a shipment plan. When they manufacture, they make a decision how many units they're going to make. They've said 5.5 million shipped through March. They really probably started manufacturing in earnest around mid-September. So you've got October, November, December, January, February, March. You got 6 months and a half. They're shipping 5.5 million units in 6.5 months. That means they're making about 900,000 a month. So that's the number, and that's how many they're going to ship someplace. The question about whether they're on the shelf in Louisville, Kentucky, they're shipping them to different markets and they're guessing as to what demand in each market's going to be. I actually did not see any on the shelf pretty much through the month of November. We're starting to see them now around mid-December. They're starting to show up on shelves. So part of it is, you know, did Sony underestimate or overestimate demand at 900,000 a month? My guess is they're shipping a few too many to some markets. I'm in the LA market, that's where I'm seeing it. You're in Louisville, Kentucky, that's where you're seeing it. I'm not sure if we're seeing them everywhere, so I'm actually interested in viewer feedback. If you're seeing them everywhere, post on the website and let us know. I think that probably overall, Nintendo did a worse job than they did 5 years ago or 6 years ago in promoting the Wii. They didn't create demand that vastly exceeded supply. And I think they did that intentionally. So we didn't have massive promotion. We didn't have Reggie on every TV show talking about how the Wii U is going to change your life. He was very selective about where he appeared. You didn't get a blitz of advertising, although I'm starting to see more now in December than I did in November. And frankly, I'd say most parents have no idea what a Wii U is, where most parents knew exactly what a Wii was 2 weeks before Christmas, 6 years ago. So again, Nintendo, I think, has managed expectations much better, meaning they've put a lot less effort into marketing the device because I think they planned on it being sold out. They can turn on the marketing anytime they feel like it. So when I say they did a worse job this time, they spent less. I think that's by design. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think they will turn on the marketing and the promotion of the device if they don't think it's selling well. And I think the best indicator you're going to have of whether the thing is selling poorly or not is if you see a lot of ads for it and then you still see them on shelves. If you see tons of advertising and the thing's still on the shelves, it's probably not going to sell well. If you see tons of advertising, my guess is the ones on the shelves are going to disappear. We have a question from Twitter from @SaulDojo, who's going to remind me of my Spike TV appearance with Daniel Kaiser immediately prior to the Video Game Awards show, which was Friday, December 10th, 9th, 7th, 8th? Friday, December 8th. It's okay. You guys can find it on Game Trailers TV. They'll be happy to show it to you again.
From your perspective, we're seeing two digitally distributed titles, The Walking Dead and Journey, in the mix for Game of the Year. What does that say to you from from a business standpoint, that these companies can release $15 to $20 games or less with the episodic nature of The Walking Dead?
I actually think that this is just kind of a new age awards program trying to kind of throw some props to somebody who tried something bold. Those games don't have a prayer. They're not going to win. This is really? Yeah, this is
The Walking Dead doesn't have a prayer?
Not a chance. Sorry,
wow.
not going to happen. And I mean, my boy Gary Whitta worked on it.
Yeah.
Love the game, but not a prayer. Not enough people played it.
Not a prayer because the industry's not ready to award something
totally
like that?
Totally not. No, the industry still thinks low price point, low quality. Even though the game got great reviews, people loved it. They just think it's not a real game. It's like gaming light, and they're not going to give it. There's no way. If it does, I'll eat my hat.
Fortunately, I have a guy on the crew, Jeremy, Hoff TV, who baked some little hats for me to eat, but I probably do have to eat a real hat, but I'm gonna eat this one. Anyway, at Saul Dojo on Twitter said, with The Walking Dead winning Game of the Year, yes, it won, yes, I have to eat my hat. What does this indicate for the industry? Considering my VGA comment, which was that, as I get hat crumbs on my shirt, I really did not think that a independent game, that a download game had a prayer of winning the VGAs. And I guess there's two ways to look at it. On the one hand, you could look at the jury that, the judges, the jury that decided Game of the Year, and say they're enlightened because they're actually willing to consider good content, whatever the source. On the other hand, you could say that they're being really hip and they're trying to be new age and vote for, some cool, new way to get a game. The truth is, The Walking Dead's a pretty freaking good game. And the truth is that even though it came as a download, to enjoy the full experience, I guess you have to buy like 5 parts to it or something. So it ends up being about the same length as a full-fledged console game. And I actually had not yet played it. I am going to, but I understand it's great. And I'd say what it really tells you is that the industry has evolved to where we don't have to get our content in the conventional manner. Now, my belief is that the true mark of the Game of the Year is the one that makes the most money. And I know you guys think, well, I'm just a suit and I'm all about capitalism. If the game really is the best game, it should sell the most units. And if it doesn't sell the most units, what it really tells you is that the industry's screwed up because you're not supporting the best content. So I am hopeful that games like Walking Dead are going to surprise us now that it's won Game of the Year. And they're going to get a chance, be given a chance by a lot of gamers who otherwise would not have played that type of a game. My understanding is it really is that great. So it's good to see that, that the industry can celebrate these types of efforts and embrace these types of efforts. And I hope that gamers will embrace them. I got to eat my hat. This is a freaking great cookie, Huff TV. It's got like, that's really good. It's got like just the right amount of chocolate, not too sweet. I could use a cup of coffee with it, which I'm probably going to have soon. Thank you for buying me a hat. I think I still have to eat a real hat, but for the time being, I'm going to eat these cookies. All right, fellow babies, thanks for joining us again on this week's Pach-Attack. If you have a question, submit it at the link below, or you can submit it to me on Twitter at Michael Pachter. And you have to copy at Rohan Likes Pants, because not only does he select all the questions, but he is a whore for Twitter followers, and he really, really likes pants. You don't like that? You got to put that in. I'm going to put that in all of them.
I'll put it in one of them.
Yeah, of course. Sorry.
See this and other GT shows and game reviews on the GT Originals iOS app, available now on the App Store.
And
Okay.
people can click those videos and it'll launch them back to the site.
God, that's awesome. All right, fellow babies, thanks for joining us. You can check out more episodes on GameTrailers.com, or you can check out the videos on the right. That's my left, I know, but if you're looking at me, that's the right side of the screen. Click on those videos. You can check out some other Game Trailer shows. Thanks for joining us.